Back in the heart of the village, tensions ran high as Chief Maro, the formidable leader, Hei of the Pocomo community, summoned Jilo, his son. Jilo stood silently beside him, his gaze fixed on the ground. The air was thick with anticipation as the chief's voice boomed across the compound, filled with frustration and disappointment. Chief Maro bellowed, his eyes narrowing as he addressed his son before her mother.
Mbona unaleta aibu kwa familia yangu? Mbona uende mbele ya wanakijiji na kutishia kila mtu? Na zaidi, hutaji kusikia ombi langu la kuoa msichana wa Mkijo. Hujui itaongezea nguvu shindo yetu.
Jilo remained silent, his heart heavy with the burden of the chief's expectations. He knew the importance of political alliances, but his heart ached for Malika, the woman he truly loved. The chief continued, his voice softening slightly as he attempted to reason with his son.
Lazima uelewe mwanangu. Hii ndoa yako na Hamagana ni kuhusu mstakabali wa watu wetu, ambayo ni nguvu zetu. Sindo ya Mkijo ina nguvu mwanangu, na muungano huu utalinda nafasi yetu miongoni mwa sindo zingine.
But Jilo could not be swayed. His thoughts were consumed by Malika, the memory of her smile, her laughter, and the deep connection they shared. The idea of marrying someone else, even for the sake of his people, was unbearable. Yet he knew he had no choice but to go along with his father's wishes for now. Days turned into weeks as Jilo and Hamagana were forced to meet every day. The meetings were orchestrated by their families with the hope that love would eventually blossom between them. But the spark that the elders hoped for never came. Jilo's mind was always elsewhere, lost in thoughts of Malika. He spoke of her constantly, recounting their memories together, sharing his hopes that she was still alive, and praying for her safe return. Hamagana listened in silence, her heart sinking with each passing day. Though she had entered the arrangement with no real interest in Jilo, she found herself slowly drawn to his sincerity, his passion, and the depth of his love for Malika. It was a love that she could not compete with, and it angered her to see that, despite her best efforts, she could not capture Jilo's heart. Despite her growing feelings for him, Hamagana knew that Jilo's heart belonged to another. The spies sent by her father reported their meetings, ensuring that the arrangement continued as planned, but they could not force Jilo to feel something that simply wasn't there. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the village in a golden glow, Jilo and Hamagana sat by the riverbank, the place where their meetings had become routine. The sound of the water flowing gently over the rocks filled the silence between them. Hamagana's gaze lingered on Jilo, who stared off into the distance, lost in his thoughts once again. Hamagana finally spoke, her voice trembling slightly.
Siwezi shindana na upendo ulio nao kwa Malika. Lakini ndoa hii ni kitu ambacho familia zetu zinataka. Kile ambacho watu wetu wanatarajia.
Jilo turned to her, his eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and determination.
Hamagana, siwezi kukupa kile unachostahili. Unatambua fika moyo wangu ni wa Malika, na sitoacha kamwe kumpenda. Sitojali wazazi wetu wanasema nini ama wanataka nini. Nitamtafuta hadi pumzi zangu za mwisho zitakapokata. Hii ndo kila kitu kwenye maisha yangu.
Tears welled up in Hamagana's eyes, but she quickly blinked them away. She whispered, her voice barely audible.
Najua, lakini siwezi kubadilisha jinsi ninavyohisi pia.
The tension between them hung in the air, heavy and unresolved. As they sat in the fading light, both of them knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges and heartache. But Jilo's resolve remained unshaken. He would find Malika, no matter the cost, and he would bring her back, even if it meant defying the will of his father and the entire village. The days ahead would test their courage, their loyalty, and their love. And as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jilo made a silent vow to himself and to the memory of Malika that he would not rest until they were reunited. Follow us on our social media platforms at Taina Cinema to be the first one to see the journey of Jilo unfolds as he searches for the lost love of his life, Malika. Share to your friends, and don't forget to hit the like button.